Hi, I'm Joni Patry, and I'm here to tell you about Vedic astrology and how Vedic astrology is different from traditional Western astrology. So Vedic astrology is from India. It's actually Indian astrology. And in India, it is called Jyotish, which I think is so beautiful because Jyotish actually translates into the science of light. So the science of light is so much about our spirituality, our truth, what we're here to discover here while we're on planet Earth. So one of the reasons why I was drawn to Vedic astrology is because it is spiritually based. And I believe that we're here to grow on a spiritual level. And to read the messages and the meanings of the stars is one of the most beautiful ways that we can get our guidance from the stars. That's what it's meant to be. They speak to us through the science of astrology. Now, another reason why Vedic astrology is called Vedic astrology, which it's actually Indian astrology, but it is called Vedic astrology because 3,000 years ago in the ancient Indian scriptures called the Vedas, there was references to astrology. And some of the references are some of what we call today the Nakshatras. There's 27 of them. So before I get going to tell you about these wonderful portions of the zodiac that relate to the stars, I want to inform everyone that there is a difference between the sign placements representative of Vedic astrology to Western tropical astrology. You see, Vedic astrology is calculated by the Sidereal system, and Sidereal actually means star. So it's based on the fact that the stars are constantly moving a very, very low rate of speed, though. They actually move, but they move backwards. So from our vantage point on Earth, the representation of where the stars are constantly moving, and this is actually called precession of the equinoxes. It is that the stars are constantly moving, but it takes about 26,000 years for it to go through all 12 signs. And right now, if we look at where tropical Western astrology puts its placements of the stars, constellations, which actually equates to what the signs are, in Western astrology, everything is pretty much based on the sun. Tropical means the sun and the movement of the sun and the seasons. So that's probably why you can really connect so much to your sun sign in sun sign astrology from tropical Western astrology. But you see, Vedic is based on the stars. So this movement of the stars, we take it into effect, and right now, the zodiacs of tropical Western astrology is backwards almost a full sign at this time, or the Vedic goes backwards. So the Vedic stars, as they move backwards, you're going to find that your sidereal Vedic positions of your planets in your horoscope are going to be backwards, not quite, but almost a full sign, different from where your Western astrology placements are. But let me tell you, these are the true placements astronomically. According to astronomy, these are where the planets relative to the signs are truly based on astronomy. So you see, Vedic astrology takes the true placements of the stars. The stars are what constitutes the signs. So you're going to see that maybe your sun, you thought that your sun was in Taurus, but actually it falls backwards to Aries. A lot of people just say, you know, that doesn't make sense. My Western sun sign makes so much sense. But you see, this is a whole system. This is a whole system, and it gives you a life map. It's not just about the sun. It's about where all the planets are relative to the stars. And like I said, sidereal placements are based on the stars. So as the stars keep moving, they move actually 1 degree every 72 years backwards in the zodiac. So I know you've probably heard of the age of Aquarius, that we're moving towards the age of Aquarius. Well, this is based on the sidereal calculations that we're talking about with the precession of the equinoxes, that the stars are moving backwards in the zodiac. And yes, we are in the age of Pisces right now, and we're approaching the age of Aquarius. This is what Vedic astrology is telling us about the ages of mankind. And once the starting reference point of the zodiac goes all the way into Aquarius, then we are in the age of Aquarius, and we're moving towards it right now. So you see, all of this hype about the age of Aquarius is relative to Vedic sidereal astrology. But let me go another level deeper, because it's so amazing, because it's the true placements of really where these planets are according to the stars and the signs. You got to know that this is the most specific astrology for prediction. Yes, you will make predictive timing accurate by using the sidereal Vedic system. So I look to this astrology because it is so precise in making predictions, and you truly see the essence of who you are through the birth chart using Vedic astrology. Yes, I've practiced Western astrology for 20 years, and there is nothing like Vedic astrology because of its precision of events and the meanings of the signs, what they truly mean, because they're really based on the stars. And what are these stars that I keep talking about? Well, of course, you're thinking of the stars as they move. But when you take the whole zodiac and you divide up the zodiac, when you talk about the signs, they're 30-degree segments. And there's 12 signs, so guess what? We get the 360-degree circle. But when you take these portions of the zodiac and you divide them up into 13-degree 20-minute segments, you come up with the Nakshatras, as I mentioned before. So the Nakshatras are very much what Vedic astrology is based on. So each Nakshatra has all of its meaning and relevance to the stars that are in that portion of the zodiac. The stars are what give the Nakshatras meaning. Now there's 27 of them, and did you know that the lunar calendar in India is based on these Nakshatras? Actually, when the moon is full in a particular nakshatra in the lunar calendar, that's the name of the month. The month will be named after the nakshatra that the moon is full in each month. And it does change from year to year. So this lunar calendar is so meaningful. Everything is based on it. And the moon is the most important element of a chart in Vedic astrology. I always say that Vedic astrology is a lunar-based system, while Western tropical astrology is a solar-based system. Like I said, that's why the sun sign resonates so much to everyone. But when you look at the moon in Vedic astrology, that's what resonates to everyone, because the moon is our emotions, it's our mind, it's our consciousness. And therefore, whatever nakshatra your natal moon is in your birth chart, believe it or not, it sets up the whole cyclic pattern of when everything is to evolve and happen in your life. So that might be a lot to take in right now, but there's 27 nakshatras, and each one of these 27 nakshatras is very specific with meaning, deep, profound meaning. And I love that in Satya's jewelry, she has these beautiful pieces, earrings and such, that represent the 27 nakshatras in Vedic astrology. I hold this so dear to myself because I love that we can wear these resemblances of astrology, the meanings every day to remind us of who we really are. This is so powerful. And let me go back to the nakshatras. They're actually called the lunar mansions. Like I said, it's relevant to the moon. Why are they called the lunar mansions? Because astronomically, the moon actually travels 13 degrees 20 minutes in each and every day. And therefore, we will have the moon be in one nakshatra each and every day. So that's what makes up the 27, 28 degrees of the nakshatras and the lunar calendar, because the moon passes and will be in one nakshatra each day. I love that. So the nakshatras are really what the Indian astrology is all about. And did you know that nakshatra actually equates to that which never decays? So to sum it all up, I love that I can wear beautiful malas with 108 beads. And another thing is the 108, which is the spiritual number throughout the world, all the prayer beads are 108. In other words, they have 108 beads on them. Did you know that's because in Vedic astrology, the 27 nakshatras, there's a series of nine nakshatras, but did you know that in Vedic astrology, the Navamsha chart, which equates to the 9th division, if you look at the Navamsha chart, there are 108 of these portions in the Navamsha chart. So my whole point of reference is that the 108 is actually derived from the mathematical equations of Vedic astrology. There's 108 Navamshas in a chart. And this is so powerful because this 108 is the magical spiritual number. When you do your prayer work with your mala beads, there are 108 mantras that you will do with these prayer beads or affirmations or prayers. 108 is the number that is manifestation. How incredibly powerful is that? I love this. So when you have these beautiful malas and you wear them, as I have one of the malas on right now, the pearl, and the gemstones actually relate to different meanings of life. In Vedic astrology, each one of the gemstones is representative of a planet, and it heals the energies of that planet in your chart when you wear them. This is so meaningful and healing. So the pearl deals with emotion, and it deals with the mind. It's reminiscent of the moon in astrology. So you would wear different gemstones relative to what it is in your birth chart you want to enhance and empower. So just going over this, I mean, there's so much to know about this, and even the days of the week are named after the planets. So Monday is the moon's day, Sunday is sun's day, and so on. But these gemstones actually heal when you wear them. They bring the energy of the planets to the earth to heal. And by wearing a mala of the certain stones that have the healing powers that you are looking for, having it on your body really has an effect on healing your life. Wow, did you know you could do this by wearing jewelry, and beautiful jewelry that adorns the body? And it gives us remembrances of who we are when we see these gemstones and jewels. It's almost like a tattoo in essence, because it's something that will last and you can wear, and it has meaning for you. That's what these powerful, beautiful jewelry pieces can do. They impregnate into our mind what we are wanting to achieve through our prayer work using malas. So looking at these malas, You wear them every day, and think about it. You are impregnating the power of your prayer into each bead, and then you wear it every day. That gives you the power to transcend and grow as a spiritual soul on this planet. So Vedic astrology uses a sidereal system that is based on the stars, the movements of the stars. The nakshatras give the meaning of the stars. As a matter of fact, if you went to India, they would ask you, what is your star? And actually what they're asking you for is what nakshatra is your moon in your chart. That's such a powerful star for you. All of the 27 nakshatras, all of us will have our moon in a certain one, and those wherever your moon is, whatever nakshatra, you will see that that will give the meaning to when everything unfolds and happens in your life. And you can be reminded by all of this, about all of this, by wearing these beautiful symbols of the stars that help us connect and remember our true essence, because the stars are our true essence, and they give us guidance in this world to heal our lives. So I just wanted to give everyone an idea of what these stones represent, why we wear them, and what astrology is, particularly the astrology from India, Vedic astrology. It is so beautiful and wonderful to know what the stars are telling us. So I am so grateful that I have the opportunity to present these beautiful remembrances of who we really are. So thank you.